Welcome and thank you for taking the time to view the 2023 Business Recognition Ceremony in honor of National Disability Employment Awareness Month, presented by CREA, the Capital Region Employment Alliance. My name is Joey Menz, and I am the Business Relations Representative for the Albany District Office of Access VR, a part of the New York State Education Department. The Capital Region Employment Alliance is a partnership of public and private organizations in New York State's Capital Region that supports workforce development and employment for individuals with disabilities. The CREA partners are instrumental in making events like this one happen, and I want to express my sincere gratitude to each and every member of the CREA team for their support and assistance in this project and for the tireless work that they do to improve the lives of the disabled population in our region. The Business Recognition event is held each year in celebration of National Disability Employment Awareness Month, or NDEAM. This year's theme is Advancing Access and Equity, celebrating the contributions of America's workers with disabilities, past and present, and showcasing supportive, inclusive employment policies and practices that benefit employers and employees. This year, we are proud to honor 4 businesses in the region for the work done with individuals with disabilities over the course of the past year and for incorporating inclusive hiring practices. Our first awardee is Hannaford in Duanesburg. Located on Western Turnpike in Esperance, New York, they are receiving a regional award as a business with 100 to 499 employees working at the site and being recognized for their hiring practices and inclusive workforce culture, developing an inclusive talent pool and promoting a diverse and inclusive workforce in entry level and providing advancement opportunities, as well as their efforts to retain employees who are or have become disabled.
My name is Brittany Cushman, and I'm the Coordinator of Employment Opportunities with the ARC Lexington and Schoharie. Hannaford's culture is just so supportive and encouraging, and from management right down to the coworkers, they make connections and they look after each other, and rather than being punitive right off the bat, they look at it as a learning experience and what can we do differently and what can the person do differently. And you just don't see that everywhere you go. I think especially for such a large retail company, it's been a real pleasure to see that kind of culture here. We received a referral for somebody looking for services, and he had already applied to Hannaford and was in the process of pursuing a position here. And our job developer connected with him and Hannaford and served as a go-between with finalizing the hiring process. Once he got hired, he was assigned a job coach who assisted with the on-the-job coaching and training, and now provides follow-along services. And that experience was so great that when we knew of somebody else in our program who was looking to obtain new employment, we really felt that Hannaford would be a great match because of the supportive environment here and because of the type of work that he was looking to perform. The hiring process was very simple, straightforward. There weren't any issues or concerns. The communication was really great, and both applicants understood each step and what their responsibility was. We really encourage employers to consider hiring people with disabilities, especially if they're uncomfortable. Agencies like ours can serve as a great go-between and a great support for both the applicant and the employer. We like to consider ourselves a tool in the tool belt for employers, and as questions arise, if some concerns arise, we're there to support both the employer and the person receiving services to help both parties understand and come up with a game plan for moving forward.
Jen Bailey, I'm the ARM EOM. I do the HR, like I do all the hiring, all the people aspect of the job, like I handle all that stuff. But I'm also in charge of the store also. It's like a split role. Anybody that walks through the door, really, I don't look at it as them, any individual having disability. I just look at it as how would I want to be treated when I get hired. Everybody needs a little bit more compassion, more understanding. They just want to be heard as individuals, but I don't look at it as them having a disability. I just look at it as how would I want to be treated if I walked through that front door. We all are built differently, wired differently. Some learn differently than others do. So I don't look at it as a disability. I just look at it as they may need a little bit more compassion and understanding. That's how I see it. Like I said, we just hire them. They come in, they apply online, and I don't look at them as being disabled in any way. I just hire them and treat them the same way that I treat everybody else. Honestly, just be more understanding, and like I said, be more compassionate. Like, everybody's different. Everybody learns differently. Everybody's values are different. They're wired differently. They just give them the chance, like I said.
Our next recipient is Just Cats Veterinary Clinic, located on Western Ave in Guilderland. Receiving a local award as a business with 24 or fewer employees working at the site, they are being recognized for their hiring practices and inclusive workforce culture to develop an inclusive talent pool and promoting a diverse and inclusive workforce in entry level and providing advancement opportunities.
Hi, so I'm so excited to have Just Cats win this award for the NDEAM Awards. They are one of the most deserving businesses for this award. We had a job coach walk into this business about a couple years ago and asked them, would you ever consider hiring somebody with a disability? And that is such a different approach for many businesses. It's still a new thing, especially using the job coaches and knowing like what kind of services Wildwood provides. And Just Cats was just so open to trying it. And this was at a time when they were so busy. COVID was really making everything extra stressful for businesses. And they thought, you know what, let's just try this. Let's see if we could have somebody be a kennel assistant. So they ended up hiring somebody from Wildwood, and just their entire team, they really embraced her, and they embraced her skill sets and her talents, and they worked with Wildwood and the job coaches as a resource along the way. So it really was a model example of what we hope all employers will be in this community. We understand people haven't done this before, but we hope that they can just see that they have hiring needs and we have a way to fill that, and just embrace those opportunities. Another quick thing I just want to mention about Just Cats, if you choose to include this, they took it one step further. It's not only just hiring people with disabilities that they're open to, they knew that they wanted to partner with Wildwood in a way that could really strengthen our partnership and their relationship to the community. So they started offering workshops to people all across Wildwood. They did a Caring for Cats workshop to help people understand what it was like to own cats. And they also did a So You Want to Work with Animals workshop, right? Because we get so many people who say they want to work with animals, but they don't always know the skills that are involved. So Just Cats was that expert for Wildwood, and they did these workshops, again, at a time when they were so busy, but they were just so gracious and accepting to partnering with us and to being a part of the community that I 100% think that they deserve this award, and I'm excited that they received it. People from Wildwood and people with disabilities have a ton of skills to offer. And right now, the community, especially the Capital Region, we're undergoing a hiring crisis where workers cannot fill their needs. So we look at businesses, especially in the animal care industry, where they need kennel assistants and they need people really at all levels to do jobs. And Wildwood and Access VR and these community organizations, they have a way for these businesses to fill that need. So thank you, Just Cats, for being a model. We get a ton of people with skills in animal care. They have their certifications, they have their degrees, they have experience. And you were one avenue of making sure those people were connected to businesses that need them. And we hope that more businesses will see this and do the same.
I am Dr. Susan Sakuli. I have owned Just Cats Veterinary Clinic for 29 years. And we just deal with cats all day long. It's wonderful. It's no barking dogs, and we have established a amazing staff and clientele who really care about the cats. We
Okay.
offer both medical and surgical facility services, and we have a newer facility that we just moved into last 2 months. So we are in Guilderland, and I have been here for the 29 years, and then I have a second practice up in Saratoga Springs.
Well, we've been working with Wildwood for a few years now. We've had previous employees of theirs, and it was a conscious effort at that time, but to be honest, the latest employee wasn't a conscious effort. We posted an online ad, and she responded to it, and we brought her in, and she showed up with a job coach, and we were actually pretty delighted when she walked in. So our latest employee wasn't a conscious effort, but it has been a conscious effort in the past to work with Wildwood. And when when Danielle came in and we saw what an opportunity she had and how lovely she thrived here, we thought it would be a really good idea to keep moving forward with the program. So we plan on going through with Wildwood as long as they keep sending us people.
Great. Is there something that led to it being a conscious effort in the past, or?
We just believe in the community. There is a lot of places around here that won't give people an opportunity, and Dr. Sakuli, as long as I've worked with her, has believed in giving everybody the chance regardless of their history, past, or capabilities. And Wildwood was a conscious effort because we believed that everybody deserves the right to work, and everybody deserves the right to work with cats.
And I think the opportunity for working with animals is important. I think there's something about a connection from any standpoint, from kids to people with disability, that they're able to connect to animals sometimes better than they do people. And so that whole conscious thought or intentional part of inviting her in was, we had to sort of convince her to join us, to be honest. I don't know if you've heard the history with Danielle, but she was a little hesitant. She thought it might be a little more than she could handle. And we started and we convinced her, and she loved it here. So
We did modify our job description a little bit for her to fit her capabilities, and she came in here and she did so well that every week we were finding ourselves adding on a little bit more to her plate, which anything that she could handle, she did really well.
And our whole staff enjoyed her. We would always embrace her, and she brought a sunshine. Like every time we'd come in, Danielle, hi, and she just
Very
she
pleasant.
was, yep, it was very nice to work with.
What was her position and her job duties?
She's a kennel assistant. Her basic duties are taking care of our boarding cats. We have a full boarding facility here, which means that they need food, water, litter scooped, cleaning cages. So that was her primary responsibility, is making sure the cats had the resources they need and lived in a clean and comfortable place while they were visiting us. She also kept the facility clean as well, mopping and sweeping and making sure that we had everything that we needed as far as our laundry goes. Laundry is a big one. We use a lot of laundry taking
I
care
would
of
joke
cats.
with her, have you ever done laundry? Not as much as here.
Go through 2 to 3 giant bags of laundry a day and towels here.
Yeah.
That was her primary responsibility, is making sure the cats had clean towels.
You mentioned modifying the job description. Could you give me a little more details about that, like ways in which it was changed from?
She was hesitant about the amount of things that were on the kennel list. I don't think anything was outside of her realm. She was more overwhelmed with how many things she had to learn in such a short amount of time. So instead of giving her the whole training pamphlet and said, this is what you had to learn, we would just show her 3 or 4 things at a time until she mastered those 3 to 4 things, and then we'd move on to the next one. Normally our kennels, we just hand them the training paperwork and say, here you go, good luck. And with Danielle, we were a little bit more careful and made sure that she could do what was already assigned before we gave her something else.
Did she have a coach come with her when she was working?
Yeah, first couple of weeks. After that, she came on her own.
And that's very helpful. I think that was an integral part of how well she adapted to the responsibilities that we gave her, because we had someone that we could both help her with it and work through the training process. So that was very beneficial.
And someone we could communicate with too, that helped us learn how to communicate with her instead of just saying, hey Danielle, can you do this? We would talk to the coach, and then we would sit down together and have meetings, which was really helpful. Really, they want to try the hardest because they have the most to prove. So if you come in here with a disability, you automatically want to be as good, if not better, as your employees. Limiting, I think, the one advice I would give is what we did with us, is limiting the amount you show them at once, but they can do just as much as anybody else here can, if not more.
Yeah, I think it feels right to give everybody an opportunity to work. And I was surprised at how well she integrated into our group. And many times you forget she had a disability, to be honest. So.
Hello, my name is Trish Davis. I am a licensed veterinary technician. I've been at Just Cats for about 13 years now, and it's great. I love the cats. I love the people. And I don't know if you want me to tell you my duties, but I do anything from blood draws, anesthesia, x-rays, dentistries, medications, pharmacy, computer work. Pretty much we are the RNs of the animal industry. So we are pretty much a registered nurse, but for animals. So we did have to go to school, take a national exam, and it is required for us to take continuing education to keep our license valid. I was approached by Missy, our hospital manager, that we had Danielle, who was a resident at Wildwood. She's been with us for a couple of years. She was great, doing anything from folding towels, doing litter boxes, cleaning dishes, restocking for us. Missy approached me that some other residents at Wildwood were interested in doing a Zooming session, specifically on cats themselves, and just any general question they had: how much to feed a cat, when to scoop the litter box, what food to feed, sleeping habits, things like that. So I said, yay, I think it's great. So I did a Zooming session here at Just Cats with Wildwood. It was about an hour long. It was great. The residents were there, their coaches were there. It was really, really fun. And we were then approached a second time because it was such a hit that more residents wanted to come and ask some questions. And specifically what I do here as a veterinary technician, and what the roles of a kennel would do if any of them were interested in coming to be hired. So I did another hour-long session probably a month and a half later, and that was also a big hit. It was great. Everybody really enjoyed it, and I think that that information they really took to heart. And we also had a couple of them email just with specific questions. I gave them my email or phone number if they had anything like that they needed to ask me on if I wasn't on, working. So it was pretty cool. I really enjoyed it, and I think that we're going to continue this program. I think it's great. Dr. Sakuli really likes it, and I think it's just good for great learning experience for all.
Awesome. The next awardee is Niskayuna Co-op Community Market on Knott Street in Niskayuna. Receiving a local award for a business with between 25 and 99 employees working on site, they are being recognized for making special efforts to reasonably accommodate qualified applicants and employees with disabilities on an individual basis or as part of their organizational practices, and for providing customized employment opportunities designed to meet the specific abilities of individuals with a significant disability based on the individual's strengths, needs, and interests, as well as the business needs of the employer. They're also being recognized for their hiring practices and their inclusive workforce culture to develop an inclusive talent pool and promoting a diverse and inclusive workforce in entry-level and advancement opportunities.
Hi, my name is Ian Mott. I'm the Director of Employment Services at Living Resources. With me is Employment Specialist Brian Roman and our Business Liaison Maggie Ehrlich. We are excited to recognize the Niskayuna Co-op for National Disability Employment Awareness Month, given their support in providing employment opportunities to individuals with disabilities in the capital region. Our relationship with the co-op began in April 2022. Now, as the director, I'm not intimately involved in the job placement or development process. All credit really goes to Maggie and Brian. This relationship was established through a social contact initially, and as we learned about the needs of the business, a work assessment was conducted as a means to identify a suitable candidate. And over the past year and a half, we've placed a total of 5 individuals at the co-op. They've been exceptionally flexible and accommodating, and we look forward to continuing working closely with them in the months and years to come.
Our experience with the Niskayuna Co-op has been 100% positive. It's a very inclusive workforce. Management at the Niskayuna Co-op has indicated to us that they want to continue this relationship, and they've been wonderful with finding employment for 5 of our individuals. We are excited to continue working with the Niskayuna Co-op, and they've continued to go above and beyond what we've asked. We had an individual who had some issues at home, and they were willing to change their schedule to fit that individual's schedule. We had another person who had a transportation problem, and they were actually willing to ask one of their other employees to drive this person back and forth to work. However, we were able to find a solution to that problem. We have an individual who has recently gone back to school, so they were willing to change his schedule to fit his work schedule. We have another individual who had, let's just say, an issue away from the workplace, and they were willing to find accommodations for that individual so that he could work in an area of the store where he was not having much contact with other people. And so every time there's been a problem, we've worked with them to find a solution. They've worked with us to find a solution, and the people who work there are so very happy to be working there. They love that they're contributing to society. They love that they're getting a paycheck, and they really love the fact that everyone is happy to see them when they start their shift every day. It's a wonderful place to work, and I cannot recommend them highly enough.
Maggie Ehrlich, Business Liaison. When I visit a business, I always try to learn as much as I can about the business. I like to talk to the manager, the supervisor, and learn a lot more about what skills are you looking for in an employee, a successful employee. What are the job tasks? What's the environment like? By learning about these things, then I can try to make a better job match from the candidates I have. I always try to set up a job tryout for any job seeker I have. That can look like a working interview so that the business can learn more about the job seeker, and the job seeker can see what the real job tasks are. If that is unsuccessful, then I will try to set up a job shadow. And then the job shadow can give the job seeker an idea of what the work environment's like, so they can learn more about the business.
Shannon Risley, and I'm the general manager for the Niskayuna Co-op. So our co-op is really a pillar of the community, and within that community I see that it is not only a personal passion of mine, but a duty of the co-op to make sure that we're helping to reach all individuals within our community. And as I've stated before, that these individuals have truly been an intricate part of our team. People development as well as community development and involvement is 2 of my biggest passions throughout my career, and I truly feel that there is a place for everyone on a team. So I think that diversity within my workforce here at the co-op is key, and the experience has been phenomenal. These are individuals that want to work, they want to be in the community, they like being in a team setting, they come to work with the best attitudes, and they do their very best when they're here.
What advice would you give to other employers in the area who may be interested in hiring people with disabilities?
I would say that to make sure that you have a really good working relationship and rapport with the job coach that these individuals are going to report to. We are fortunate enough to have Brian, who is a great communicator. We have at least a weekly check-in, and if there's more check-ins that are needed, he's always available. So definitely making sure that you have a good working relationship with the organization that you're looking to hire from, as well as that there's going to be a support system with the individuals, and to not be afraid to take that step, because when I say that we are overjoyed to have these individuals, it's for so many different reasons. It's also a great building for your team, because your team may have to develop leadership skills to think a bit differently when managing all sorts of individuals.
Our final award recipient for this year's event is Shipology. Located on Broadway in Menands, New York, Shipology is receiving a local award as a business with 24 or fewer employees working on site. Being recognized for hiring practices and inclusive workforce culture that develops an inclusive talent pool and promoting a diverse and inclusive workforce, and entry-level and advancement opportunities and recruitment practices that actively promote a diverse and inclusive workforce and provide a more inclusive career pathway.
So, how long were you guys searching for jobs before you landed at Shipology?
It was like a good month.
I would say 4 or 5 months we were looking for positions.
Yeah.
And we had submitted lots of applications.
Yeah.
And we had gone on an interview or two, but she couldn't find the right fit. And then we got a call, the agency got a call from Shipology. And as the job developer, it was my role to come and survey the space and see what their needs are and how we could meet their needs. Originally, they were looking for community-based pre-vote groups, and so we definitely found a fit and tasks for that. But while I was here, like any good job developer, I had Andrea's resume with me, and I said, when you guys are ready to start hiring, I have an individual who I think would be perfect for you. And they really got it together fast. Andrea was actually their first employee, and she's been great, and she loves it here.
Awesome.
Well, the thing that really excites me about Shipology is it's a female-owned and operated business. I love that they came to us looking to support this population. It's something I'm super passionate about, and I love that they're passionate about it as well. So it's fantastic to have them not only supporting supported employees in the workforce, but also providing opportunities for different groups to come in and build their skill set and their vocational skills and their social skills so that they can reach that next level like Andrea and be ready for employment in the community.
Perfect.
Carrie and I started Shipology January 2021, and it came about really because we found that there was a need in the order fulfillment space for high touch fulfillment. So when I say that, I mean not your typical run-of-the-mill 3PL where you take a product and you kind of just put it in a box and send it out the door. We really focus on the brands that want that high-end customer experience. So we are taking products, we're gift wrapping them, we're writing handwritten notes for customers. A lot of our products, get packaged with tissue paper with a sticker on top and a handwritten note. They're like higher end orders that are going out the door, and they really want that special touch. So
off of what Amanda was saying, though, our customers are looking to deliver a specific experience, and we knew that it was important to us to value that relationship that they have with their end consumer. And same here, we need to value the relationship we have with our clients. So that's kind of where we came up with our little slogan. It's a relationship, and I think it plays nicely into the everyday operations here at Shipology, but how we approach our partnerships as well. So we value that relationship with our clients, and with Warren Washington ARC, for us, it's all about the relationship. We're building connections with not only the individuals that come here, but the staff members that come with them. Everyone is treated like family here. It's like everyone walks in and it's a, hey, how's it going? What did you do this weekend? We get everyone's life updates, and it's really nice because it gives you that relationship, that rapport that we're building with every individual that comes here. And it's nice that we have a space here where everyone feels open and able to share what's going on, because we enjoy it too. It just brings such an energy into the space. I mean, we're not in the most glamorous space. We're in a warehouse every day. We're surrounded by concrete walls. sometimes we don't even see daylight. So to have those bright faces come in, it certainly, no matter what's happening, everyone cracks a smile because someone is going to come in and cheer you up no matter the situation.
When Carrie and I started Shipology, we knew that we definitely wanted to incorporate the ARC community into our workforce. The first employee that we ever hired was an individual from Warren, Washington, ARC. So it was definitely something that we wanted to take advantage of. They are the most wonderful people that come in to work every single day. They love being here. They show up every single day, on time, ready to work, and they brighten the mood every single day.
So for employers out there who may be reluctant to hire an individual with disability, we cannot say enough good things about the experience that we have, but part of that's also due to the fact that the individuals have a job coach and someone that we can reach out to if we say, hey, this individual might need some more training here, or we've noticed this. How do you recommend that we approach the situation? So not only is it a resource for the individual, it's also a resource for the business.
I've been working here for over 8 months, 9 months, and I like it. I like it a lot. And I just started picking crane yesterday, and I did nailberry, and they're Sundays, because I like working with them, and they're nice, and I get to play music, and I'm in their warehouse DJ, so I play music every day, and I do playlists, and then I let people listen to them. It's fun. Yeah, I see everybody's beautiful faces every day, and they're so nice.
Congratulations to our recipients this year who are receiving local and regional awards, and thank you for all your work in integrating people with disabilities into each of your individual workforces. And thank you to the viewer for taking the time to watch this and to learn more about what some of the great companies in our region are doing. As we wrap up this year's presentation, it may have occurred to you that National Disability Employment Awareness Month is October, yet this video premiered in early November. I apologize for the tardiness, but I hope that the fact that this will exist on YouTube indefinitely makes up for that, and I hope that the businesses spotlighted today do feel the appreciation for the hard work that they've done over the course of the year. Our 2024 event will be an in-person ceremony, and the employers that we just watched will be the first to receive invites. I'd also like to note that the Capital Region Employment Alliance is looking to expand. If you're a business or organization in the area that is passionate about employment for individuals with disabilities, please contact me to express your interest. Finally, if you have any questions or concerns, please don't hesitate to reach out. Thank you, and we'll see you next year.